nice, cool, she's blowing a little bit of mist up my mouth. Nice, cool morning here, doing my fasted cardio, doing some lives. I may end up doing a second cardio session later this morning, but this is actually my second one because I just did one on Facebook for about 10 minutes or so. So we're hopping over here. We got the 50-pound weight vest on. See, chesticles looking on point. All right. All right. Let's see if we get some people in here. It's 8 in the morning. You're fit people. You should be up, especially all my people in Europe. All right. Let's get some lively conversations, some comments. Let's keep it fitness related and let's run with it. Let's run with it. All right. Where are we at? Let's look at where we are here. All right. Just so that the people can see we are out in the woodsy area. Good place to be. Right. Nice weather. I don't want to call it nice weather. It's actually pretty cold for me. The fact that I'm out here in this is probably ridiculous. Everyone else is out in coats. But how many extra calories am I going to burn out here in the cold? Right? We out here in the cold walking in this mess. Burn through that energy. So, nobody in here. There was a person watching. I don't know where they went. Oh, there's a couple more people trickling in finally. People are trickling in. So, again, fasted cardio. Uh, this is about consistency for me at this point, right? I need to get leaner, have up to my protein, reduced fat a bit. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily tracking all of it. It just means I took a bunch of the fattier foods and replaced them with lower fat, and I'm going to force more shakes and meat. So will end up being a net difference in calories. I need to continue to shred down. Yes, I know I'm getting leaner. Yes, I'm getting more jacked every week, but I need to speed that fat burning process up just a little bit. Okay, so protein overfeeding is a good way to do that. So I'm taking my protein up to about roughly 400 grams. That's what I'm shooting for. Continuing to do all this fasted stuff. Increase my training volume, increase the cardio, increase the protein, reduce fat intake a little bit, and let's see if we can get a little leaner. Right? Got more to go. And again, just consistency, understanding the nature of the beast, the metabolic machine. I almost feel like something I've been trying to tell people lately. I saw Paul Carter address in a clip last night. Came into my feed just normally. Something I've been trying to tell everybody. Yeah, we don't have to bulk. The data shows it. And in fact, when people are bringing that up, I saw that even Paul brought that up. Your muscle recovery and gain process is part of your TDEE. Okay, let that sink in for a moment. Unless you're so shredded, you should be able to recomp at maintenance. You should be able to recomp at maintenance just fine. Because even those studies that show those tiny surpluses for maximum growth versus a 10%, you're talking about 50 calorie surplus a day. That's maximum hypertrophy. Let us be clear. That is maximum hypertrophy. Good gains means you could probably just stay at maintenance if the training is dialed in, if your recovery is dialed in, protein's high enough, and then you look at a lot of that protein overfeeding data. And I get it, people might want to gain weight, but then you could just slowly gain weight. But otherwise, you're going to gain muscle, lean gains year round, get potentially leaner, but your TDE is going to go up anyways. So it's like your calories are going to have to increase over time, even at maintenance, right? Because your workloads are going to go up. Muscle mass is going to go up. Metabolic rate's going to go up. So, but he brought up a valid point with that. Your maintenance calories account for that already. The energy that you're burning building muscle tissue and lean tissue is part of your maintenance calories. Your recovery from training is part of it. Plus, again, he said the same thing I've been saying. You have all these studies showing that even in a deficit, muscle gain is possible. So if you're losing muscle or losing strength in a calorie deficit, you're just cutting too fast. Just because people are impatient, they think they're supposed to lose 2 pounds a week. Okay, this is this is why people have problems. And this is why I've got people now finally chiming in saying, "Wow, you've gotten so much leaner. Like this is the best you've ever looked. Why'd you take so long to do it?" Um, you guys are watching me rep 315 on the bench and rep 550 on the deadlift. That's why I took so long doing it. I'm still big. I'm still strong. That's the reason to take your time. In the future, you don't bulk up so fat. Advice I would give to everybody. That's why I'm telling guys, don't bulk till you lose your six pack. Don't do that. Stop doing that. There's no reason you can't keep your abs year round while maximizing muscle. Right? Well, I thought it was interesting too. Paul said the same thing I've said. Things I've said in these lives. I was like laughing as I'm watching them. Like either we're coming from the same page, or he's been watching my stuff, one or the other, or we've drawn the same conclusions, which is also very, very likely. That just because you gain extra water weight from the bulking harder and fat weight and the strength goes up faster doesn't mean you're growing more. And that's what people forget, right? You're changing leverages from the gain. It doesn't mean that. In fact, he said literally the same things I said. I thought it was comical. He said literally the exact same thing. That, of course, your squat and your bench are going to go up. Your deadlift won't go up as a result of it. Because gaining fat and water, those leverages don't help the deadlift. They'll help your bench and your squat, though. But it's not going to cause greater muscle stimulus because it's just a shift in leverages. It doesn't mean you're recruiting more muscle fibers. So, again, people get that idea in their head, oh, well, these couple of lifts go up faster if I gain weight faster, so I must be gaining more muscle. The data doesn't support that. And even then, it's just leverages. So sure, if you're chasing those lifts as the be all end all, I suppose, but it's not muscle that you're gaining. It's not gaining extra muscle. All right. There's a lot of you watching. Nobody's commenting or liking. RT, are you going to do a powerlifting comp again? I'll say the same thing I have said repeatedly. 99% chance I will eventually compete in powerlifting again. There's a 0% chance I will tell you when ahead of time. Right? So I've been very consistent in that same message, and I'll repeat it. That's cool, RT, because you probably are not aware that I've said that. Keep your plans private. I've gotten to where I keep all my plans private because if people don't know what you're doing, they can't shut you down. They can't create problems for you in general, right? And I have enemies. I have people who don't like me. Plenty of them out there. So I keep my plans secret, or either lie about your plans or you keep them secret. That is the way successful people do things. Your two options. So probably easier for me to just keep them private. But of course I'll compete in powerlifting again one day. Right? However, the goal right now is physique. It is bodybuilding goals. Physique goals first and foremost. I still do some heavy big three, right? Saw me pull 550 for a triple this week. pretty good. I turn 48 next month. So I'll take it. But I got to trim down further still. I need bigger arms and probably even a bigger chest at this point. I don't know that I even need bigger delts for my goals. Right? If I want that classic physique, I don't know that I need a lot more delts, and that will help. At this point, I just more upper chest and a ton more bicep and tricep, and then trim that waistline down. All right, more people now. We got a few people in here. 28. See if we can get some questions. Give me a second, because I got to clear my nose. I don't want it on camera. I'll show you guys all this while we do it. Because we were out here in the cold, which I'm hoping doing this in the cold uncovered probably, again, higher thermic effect. You regret it. Oh, okay. See how easy that is. So if we can get some real questions, some positive learning questions. And I want to be clear, guys. Everything on this channel at this point is going to be about helping people. It's going to be about helping people, positive stuff. I'm here to teach you. I'm not interested in anybody's criticisms. I'm not interested in debates. I am purely here to educate, inform, help people, document my journey. Okay? So we're going to keep this the same way. And obviously to grow my coaching business, but that still comes down to helping people, doesn't it? I'm helping people for a living. But, the world would probably be a better place if most people's jobs involved helping people for a living, in any capacity, even if that means vital services. Because if they're vital services, it helps people. All right. Hey, RT, you could toss me a like since you asked a question, by the way. That actually gets people in here faster if you guys actually click the like button. More people will then see this and hop in. So, but that could be asking a bit much. Point I always make with some of that, how people sometimes won't do the bare minimum and anything in life, and then they wonder why they don't make gains in the gym. That's a whole topic too. People thinking they train hard and they don't until you start coaching them, and they realize they leave 5 reps in the tank, 6 reps in the tank on every work set. When you make them do one to failure for the first time in their life. And then you make them do several of them. Love the video this morning, coach. One heavy set and the rest of my hypertrophy work has saved my joint. Yeah, dude, that'll work wonders. I don't even know what video came up this morning, Matt, by the way. I have 40 of them right now waiting to be uploaded. So I kind of put them there. Those come up on timers. You may not realize that. Those are preloaded on a timer. A lot of those are. But yeah, I know the idea that I've expressed with that. And that absolutely works. Going heavy gives us a lot of benefits, but those benefits set to set start dropping dramatically real fast. And then they just beat us into the ground. Again, heavy meaning low rep. So you don't mean heavy relative. Obviously, for example, a 405 deadlift is not heavy for me. That would be very, very high rep, lightweight work. I can do 12 plus reps with it easy. Right? So we wouldn't count that as heavy. For people who's not understanding that. Heavy being relative to your work capacity. Um, yeah, limit your heavy work. Do enough to get the benefits. And that could be as little as a couple total sets a week, even for your entire body. Right? And then everything else just get jacked. Get jacked. It works. It will keep you in the game a lot longer. This is how you play the long game. Because again, how many people out there who taught you guys, even on this platform, um, JJ, use good form, use fatigue management. So he says, recently Scooby making videos. You guys got to quit writing essays when I'm walking. I'm not going to be able to read them out loud. Other people can see it there. So he talked about Scooby and the lifting. Fatigue management, proper loading, knowing when to go heavy, when not to, knowing what ranges of motion to utilize, paying attention to your body, not training through pain, training around it. Good diet. I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, everyone wants to argue with me about flexible dieting. Well, I want a little bit of treats. I want this. And you're eating foods that cause inflammation in your body. And then you're going to cry when your tendons or joints hurt later down the road. Like you can't have it both ways, guys. All right? Bad diets cause you to get all types of inflammation. We don't discuss non-fitness topics here, Harry. Could be just me and my body, but I beat myself into the ground by doing way too many 5 to 6 rep sets. Well, those are getting fairly heavy. 6 isn't so much, but 5, yeah, I say 1 to 5. Right, definitely 1 to 5. Hold on. See what message I just got. Trying to keep up with the messages. That's one of my homies. All right. Listen, keeping the sound on for that because I have a few important ones I need to be watching for while I do this. But oh, Harry, I've never actually played that game, so we don't discuss those topics here. But back over to those points about longevity. Your fatigue management matters. Your diet matters. You know, so I tell people, you look, if you center on eating a bunch of foods that cause inflammation, refined fats, too much butter, refined sugars, definitely. You eat crap like that, okay, and it causes inflammation. Is that going to impact your joints and tendons from lifting later too? Or should you be eating a diet that promotes anti-inflammation, diet rich in antioxidants? All these things need to be the focus of what you eat all the time. It'll keep your body together longer. You know, it's there's a reason so many older people, are falling apart. I knew plenty of dudes I went to high school with who are falling apart. What do you guys watch me do? You just watched me do 550 for a triple on the deadlift this week. I'm just saying. Training with the volumes I train. I'm in here walking every day in a 50-pound vest. Okay. You don't think your diet matters. It does. It's going to affect that stuff. You eat a pro-inflammatory diet full of refined junk, and your body starts hurting in 20 years. All I can say is, why didn't you listen to me? Right? Alcohol, refined sugar, refined fats. Should be eating 0 of those things. That'll help. That'll help you a lot. The Again, the other end, proper loading, proper fatigue management, correct technique that doesn't injure these things. Right? Look at biomechanics. Don't listen to every Yahoo online. Like, if I listened to some of the forum critiques that I get in my comments and actually followed them, I'd be crippled. Right? So, sorry about that, guys. I'm out here in the cold. I'm going to have some snot and things. People out there drinking half a bottle of wine a night, wondering why they have issues. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious why they have issues. They're literally putting a poison into their body. And it's poisonous on multiple levels. Like, it's a literal toxin to the liver. It's also a carcinogen. And, you tell people that and they get upset. Oh, it's not a car. It's like, really, it is the most carcinogenic thing that in the Western world we consume daily. In terms of carcinogenic load on your body and causing cancer, there's no other food or substance that we put into our body in the amount of alcohol. Nothing else is even close. I mean, so essentially, and I would say that to people, and they can be in ignorance and they can deny it. But if you drink alcohol regularly, you want cancer. Whether you realize it or not, subconsciously or consciously, you want cancer. And then you can't be upset when you get it because it's the desired outcome. You put something into your body that has been repeatedly proven that even in trace amounts, I'm talking less than half a drink per week, causes an enormous increase in cancer risk. And it scales based upon the amount. So if you have half a drink per week, you already know you're going to increase your cancer risk. And for every amount that you add above that, it's going to go up and up. So a person who drinks like that regularly, on some level, they realize, whether it's unconscious or not, there's some self-loathing going on to where they want cancer. And that's setting aside the other effects, the depression, the toxicity, the load on the liver, because that liver load is completely separate from the carcinogenic effect. Um, so that's why I'm so against it. It's not just the other stuff I've seen. It's because of what we know about it. It is the most poisonous thing that we put into our bodies without really thinking about how bad it is. Um, yeah, the same thing with your training and getting hurt. So we put all this inflammatory stuff in our bodies. I went from 2 drinks a week to maybe one a month now, and I've seen a measure. Yeah, that'll totally improve. Keep in mind, Matt, according to the research, 1 drink a month will still increase cancer risk. Not my opinion. That is the opinion of the leading researchers. That's the opinion of the World Health Organization. And if anyone wants a conspiracy, I'm sorry, guys. Something that we know is a poison, literally a poison. Every doctor in the world, a biologist knows it. You can't say the World Health Organization has some conspiracy about it when they tell you to avoid it. It would be the opposite. It would only be a conspiracy if they told you, oh, it's perfectly fine. Don't worry about that poison. Your body can handle it. Right? All right. So there's going to be a lot of that talk from me on these topics. I'm going to hammer on about refined sugars more too, because I think we're in an opportunity socially to cut them back or out. I just wish people wouldn't harp on the high fructose corn syrup and talk about replacing it with table sugar. That is not going to help anything. The difference between the impacts of them are so small that it's almost irrelevant. Not saying it's not a hair better, but it's not going to have any meaningful statistical effect. Um, because the sucrose is something like 97% as bad as the high fructose corn syrup in the same measurable metrics. That's not going to help. Um, the raw milk angle. It's strange. I know some people though who are very smart who aren't against the raw milk, so it's interesting. I'm willing to look at the idea. To me, it seems crazy though. But I do have people pointing out that it's no worse than anything else in our food in terms of risk. Um, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not going to drink raw milk. I don't see any reason. I can see where some of them might be coming from, saying, "Look, it's really low risk and no more than even the spinach or broccoli you buy somewhere, the risk of E. coli on it." And they may have a valid point that in our current environment, probably a little different. So I'm rambling here. It's cold and I'm breathing hard. So, but I'm not going to drink it. Um, well, Sarna, that's really neither here nor there because I'm not up there, wasn't up there preaching it. You could not drink and do just fine. You don't have to drink to get that. Just your standards might go lower. By might and I mean me. And absolutely. So, well, I'm just going to say I've been in those coyote ugly situations a few times when younger. And by a few, I lost count. All right, man. So, where were we? We were talking about the raw milk. I don't know. I got one coming up where I'm bashing on it. It's going to be in the rotation. I might take a softer stance. There's a point where I'm just like, I don't care anymore. People do what they want with it. However much you want to wash your food is your business, I suppose. I'm just not going to drink the raw milk. All right? I want my milk pasteurized. But I like the ultra filtered stuff, anyways. I like the higher protein content. I like the removal of the lactose. But I have a very, very mild lactose intolerance. So might as well not have it flare up. I mean, it's not that bad. I've also done regular whole milk and never noticed problems here either. So maybe not a big deal. Oh man, I've been in this one 28 minutes and I'm a little distance from my house. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pass my 45-minute mark no matter. It's impossible for me to not pass 45 minutes on this session because it's going to take me longer than that to get back to my house. I'm not going to be able to leave my weight vest here. I'm just going to throw it on the ground. So I think it's time to head on home. So let me wind this down. I'll probably do a second one of these here later. So I hope it's been informative and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.